What's up, you guys? Today we're going to talk about house hacking and how you can ultimately live for free. Before we get started, as always, guys, if you haven't yet, please do subscribe below. And again, if you get to the end of this video and you got something out of it, please do hit the like button. I appreciate it very much. So, house hacking. How can you, potentially live for free or pad your living costs or even make money monthly with your, current home, or maybe you haven't purchased a home yet. So, we're going to talk about how house hacking can help you, work your way toward financial freedom, and it's a perfect entryway into real estate investing if you are interested in real estate, especially if you do not own any real estate today. Now, for first-time home buyers, let's just talk about this for a minute. There are several programs available that are backed by federal programs. So you may have heard the terms Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, essentially ensuring the loans that banks provide to make housing more affordable for people and the barrier to entry a little bit less. So instead of putting the typical 20 to 25% down on a house, you can actually go to the bank as a first-time home buyer and put as little as 3 or 5% down, or even 0% in some cases. Those are typically for VA loans for veterans, putting 0% down and being able to purchase a house. So while this is great and allows people to start investing in their own house as an asset and get out of paying rent monthly, if you figure out that that's something you want to do and you're ready for, a way to combat the costs of paying a mortgage and your debt service, which is interest to the bank along with principal. Sometimes there's mortgage insurance, and obviously you have taxes and things like that included as well in your monthly payment. For most people, their mortgage cost is actually their most expensive monthly recurring expense for the vast majority of people, actually. So what house hacking is quite literally renting out other rooms in your house, or moving into a duplex or triplex and renting out the other units to long-term rentals, or potentially as a nightly rental on Airbnb. And that basically will offset your costs, and hopefully you could do it in a way where it's actually paying for all of your mortgage and then some. So the reason it's called house hacking is you can kind of hack your way into real estate investing, but at the same time, just have somebody else basically pay for your most expensive monthly recurring living expense. Now, why is this important for you guys? Well, one, you can, again, rent out the rooms or the house, if it's a duplex, the other unit, and they're not only paying, taking away your, monthly living expenses. What's really cool about it is now your house can really be considered an asset, right? Because I talk a lot about assets versus liabilities from an investment standpoint. Assets are something that put money into our pockets, and liabilities are something that takes money out of our pocket. So normally with the house, you're paying a pretty large sum of debt service to the bank, right? You're not going to go to the bank typically and buy a house in cash. So if you go buy a $300,000 home, you're typically putting 5 to 10% down to start. And again, at the start, you're paying the majority of that monthly payment is going toward interest and a little bit toward principal. And each month, you pay a little bit less in interest and a little more toward principal until the loan is paid off, and then you have a full, equity position in the house at the end of that loan. Now, what's cool about house hacking is if you have somebody else paying the mortgage for you, you're essentially living for free, and you could even be cash flowing too, depending on how much money you're collecting in rent. But you're having somebody else pay the debt service for you, so you're capturing all of that, monthly principal pay down is slowly going up each and every month. So you're actually becoming wealthier each month because somebody else is paying down the equity position in the house for you. Additionally to that, you have appreciation, which again, I often talk about as just being icing on the cake. But regardless of where you are, home prices typically appreciate over the long term. Sometimes they appreciate faster in growing areas where there's limited supply but a greater demand from buyers. And every once in a while, there may be a pullback or decrease in appreciation, but more times than not, over the course of many years that someone owns an asset such as real estate, those prices go up. So you're capturing not only the principal pay down from your renters, but you're also capturing everything in appreciation as well. So let's look one step further. If you no longer have your largest monthly expense to think about and go work for each day, imagine what your life would be like if you could take out that expense altogether. Say you're paying $1,000 a month, maybe $2,000 a month for rent or for your current mortgage. If that was taken care of by somebody else and you're building equity in the property, now you can take whatever money you were paying, $1,000, $2,000 a month, and save that up for your next real estate investment. Or maybe take that money and knock out some student debt, or debt if you have like car debt or something like that. So you can now free up a ton of money to go to work for you. And that's how a lot of people actually get into real estate investing. They figure out how to house hack, and then they're able to actually save up a significant sum of money every month instead of maybe just a few $100, and put that money to work for them, save up for a larger purchase, or move on to another house hack and then rent out the current one again to other renters. And they can rinse and repeat that process as they go along. Another cool benefit about house hacking is you can actually, split the maintenance costs if you've come to that type of agreement with, maybe you have, friends renting out your place, and issues bubble up, all the time in real estate, right? There's minor issues that you need to fix more often than not, and then every once in a while some major issues that you need to fix or replace certain parts, around the house. You could actually work that out with your renters to where they're actually splitting the burden, not just in like utility expenses and Wi-Fi, internet, things like that, but you can actually work with them on a plan to maybe where the rent is a little bit lower each month, but they're going to actually share the burden with maintenance and expenses like repainting the house, things like that as time goes on. So that is a quick snapshot of how house hacking works, and this is a perfect way for folks out there who have some interest in real estate or are seeking financial freedom but just don't know where to start. Maybe you don't have a ton of money to start. That could be a great first home purchase where you can rent out either by the room to folks you know or maybe folks you don't know, or you can move in, buy a duplex or a triplex and rent out the other units. So house hack will enable you to live for free and build equity and grow your net worth longer term, and allow you to save up more money each month to knock out debt or save up for other investments down the road. So I appreciate y'all watching. Please hit the like button below if you got some out of the video, and do subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.